In this video, we're going to show you how to install the fuel pump on your Nissan Rogue, located here underneath your back seat. Open the hood, locate your air intake, use your trim tool, and we're going to remove the plastic buttons, securing this in place. Go ahead and grab that intake, twist that out, and pop it out of the air box. Set that aside. Locate the fuse box underneath the air intake tube. You want to go ahead and lift or release these lock tabs around the perimeter. Once you do that, you can go ahead and lift this unit up and out. And on the right side here, it gives you your breakdown of your fuses. We have our AC 10 amp, spare fuse a 30, and you can see on the right side, here's our 10 and our 30. And then we have our third one down as our fuel pump, which is a 15 amp. So that is going to be our third 15 amp down here. Go ahead and use a small pair of pliers and remove that fuse, set that aside. Go ahead and start the vehicle, let it run until it stalls. In our case here, there's not enough fuel in the fuel rail for the vehicle to start up. Go ahead and remove that ignition key and set that aside. Disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. Using your 10mm wrench, loosen that nut, slip off the cable and set that aside. Open up your gas cap door, release the fuel cap. Once you remove the gas cap, at this point here, the fuel system should be depressurized. There will be a little bit of fuel in the lines, so you want to be prepared for that. Now on the back seat area, you want to go ahead and reach underneath the front corner of it, push it in and lift up. I'm going to do the same on the passenger side. With the two corners of the seat unlatched, lift this up, pull the cushion forward and remove it from the vehicle. Now underneath the passenger side of the seat, you're going to find this cover with this harness going to it. There's these two black plastic tabs here. You can use a flathead screwdriver or a Phillips head. You're going to twist these. That's going to unlock this cover. Now on the front side, you have two more of these locking tabs. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers. Go ahead and lift that plate up. On the top of the fuel tank, if you have debris like this here, go ahead and clear that off the best you can. Now on the fuel pressure line right here, there is a gray retainer clip right here. I'm going to use a pair of pliers and gently squeeze in on those there. And once those tabs are in, I'm going to work on pulling this fuel line off. What this is a locking clip. You can go ahead and have a towel here, catch any residual fuel that might come out of that line. Go ahead and tuck that line off to the side. Now right here is an electrical connector. There's a little press clip on the back side. You want to press down on that and wiggle that connector off. There's an aluminum lock ring around the top here. We're going to use a brass punch. And we want to go ahead and unlock this by turning it counterclockwise. Once we have our lock ring released, pull that up, set that aside. Now you want to have a catch can or a bucket or something like that to gather any fuel once this is released and removed. So I'm going to pull this up. There is going to be gasoline in the unit, but tip this off to the side. Because you have your float. And once you have this up and out, we have two connectors we need to release here. And this one here, this black hose, has a little pressure clip on the back side. I'm going to press that in, pop that off, and then simply disconnect this one here by pressing in on that tab. Separate that. I'm going to go ahead and clean up around here. Be careful not to drop any debris down inside that tank, but you do want to clean this up a little bit. What we're doing is we're wiping out the black groove right here. This is where your O-ring seal is going to be. This is the O-ring right here. The O-ring came off with our fuel pump assembly. So you want to make sure that this is clean before we install our new O-ring. I'm going to go ahead and remove our float here from the new unit. Remove this bag. Right here on the side is the rheostat. What we're simply going to do is line that up, push that in, and snap this into place. Install your new O-ring. Take your new pump assembly and pop that cap off. Press it on, you'll hear it and feel it snap into place. Connect the connector. Now what we want to do is slowly feed in the float first. Feed our hoses in. So right now what we're doing is we're lining up the unit the way the original one had come out. We have the fuel line right here, so that should line up with that. The electrical connector will plug right into the side here. So right now I want to make sure that we can get our O-ring set up into place to create a proper seal. Try and get that lock ring caught. And then once that's caught, we'll go ahead and tap that back on using the brass punch, securing the fuel pump in place. Lock ring on. Go ahead and secure it. On the original fuel pump, you want to go ahead and use a pocket screwdriver, and you want to retain this locking clip. Just pop that off. Swap that over onto the new unit. Remove the securing cap here. Take the plastic lock clip, push that up and on, and then install your fuel line, locking or lining up the lock tabs with the fuel line itself. Feel it in, hear it snap into place. Now you can go ahead and install your electrical connector as well. Pull it on and give it a push. Make sure it's locked on, and ours wasn't. So you want to make sure that is secured. And there it is, just locked into place. You can fold your cap back over, put the cover on, and re-secure our lock tabs. Lock these, and repeat for the other two. Now that our cover is locked down, let's go ahead, clean up, and reinstall our back seat. Remove our temporary plug, install our gas cap, and shut the door. Now installing our back seat, the front locks is actually this metal hoop, and it goes down into the floor right here, into this retainer. So to make sure that you lock both the passenger and driver side down into place. Go ahead and pull your seat belts up through the grooves in the seat. All right, passenger side is locked in. Push down and lock that driver's side. Go ahead and install your fuse for the fuel pump. Press that back into place and then reinstall the fuse block back into position. Go ahead and install our air intake tube into the air box. And connect the other intake port down below here. Snap that in. Then we'll go ahead and install our plastic push pins across the front here. Install your negative terminal and tighten down the nut.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.